Hey, you're watching Crown Cup. I am joined by Bursk, all the way from
All the
America
way
here.
from good old sunny Los Angeles.
Ah, the Gold Coast.
For real.
Uh,
But yeah, no, that out of the way, we do have an interesting match today. It is going to be, we're in the final match of our group matches, which means
yes,
only one of these teams today is going to our playoffs. And who are those teams going to be today?
that is a great question. I mean, I would love to have a look at the bracket just before we get into that, though, because it's really quite close. We've got about half a dozen teams looking to bump up into that top eight to progress onto the um, into the playoffs. And teams today, we have Fran Slop and APL Terra. I'm excited to see what they do.
Yeah, no, I feel like it's going to be a good match. It's going to be, we're going to see a lot of, I feel like, what do we feel like we're going to see today out of both of these teams?
I think we're going to see Domina. Domina's not been played yet in this tournament, mainly because for 2 weeks after the new characters are added, they can be played. But now it's free reign. I think we're going to see Domina. We might see a little bit of Jetpack Cat, and I think Mizuki is going to be implemented quite a lot.
That's right. We are able to play the new heroes in it, and I do agree. I think we're going to see a lot of Domino, which I'm honestly a fan of because I absolutely have been loving Domino ever since she's come out. It has been a phenomenal time. I mean, I'm just getting the hours in it on her before she gets the inevitable nerf, but for the time being, I feel like we are going to see a lot of Domino, and it's going to be a great time. And I do agree we're going to see a lot of. I do think we're going to see some Jetpack Cat just because a lot of players seem to be enjoying it. I feel like it's a breath of fresh air of the game. It's something new, something that Blizzard hasn't really given us a lot of lately. So we're probably going to see some Jetpack Cat, but I do agree a lot of Domina.
Yeah. Uh, I mean, these teams are decent. APL Terra is slightly further ahead overall, just because they won an extra round in um, their last game or so. So they are within that top eight, but it's not by a great margin. And this match ultimately determines who goes home at the end of this tournament, and who makes it to playoffs and has a shot at first.
Yeah, looking at it now, it's like you said, not too far ahead. APL Terra, both teams, San Fran Slop and APL Terra, are going to both be at 2 wins, 1 loss each. And even their points are like pretty much on par. So just like you said, I think we're going to see a really good match today between both teams. Like this whole top 10 slot right here, it's a very close battle. Just even within these top 10, that it's super close that it could go either way for each team.
Mhm. Truly is. I mean, this is one of the better games of within the tournament. I think because we're at the point where the meta of the tournament and seems kind of been established, and the teams will have looked into what the other teams are capable of and what they do and what they run, and know how to counter that. But also, we're not quite at the point where anyone's comfortable in losing or winning a fight yet. If you lose here, you're pretty much out, and if you win, you're pretty much in. So it's really touch and go for these teams today.
Yeah, and it's like you said, like they've had a lot of time to probably review some of these matches. Which, by the way, if anyone hasn't reviewed any of our matches, we do have a Crown Cup YouTube and a Face It page. If you want to go take a look at that and see what kind of comps these teams run, I would highly recommend doing that, as there are a lot of really good matches we've had this season.
Mm-hmm. Now, looking into this match specifically, I'm excited to see what maps are chosen here, because we're going to start on control with Busan, Ilios, Nepal, and Samoa. I like all of these
Ooh.
maps a lot.
I'm thinking I'm a little partial, and because I'm just an OG player, I would love to see some Elios. You know that with Domino, there's going to be those well plays. There's going to be some environmental plays with that boop she has, which I feel like it's got to be the most underrated part of her kit. Like most people focus on the gun, most people focus on the shield, but that boop that she has, that shift ability, that is a very powerful tool if used correctly. Not only can it be used for environmentals, a little harder than a hog hook and a doom punch, still doable, but it's the stun that you can get if you push someone into a wall, because that not only does damage, but that is a CC ability. So that can be, if that's properly utilized, and we see the Domina today, like it's a very useful tool that those teams could utilize.
Mhm. And speaking of these teams, one of them, Fran Slop, has Sherman, who's cast here recently, and I'm really excited to see how they play because it's always fun to hear what someone thinks about Overwatch and like the theory behind it, and then see them put that into practice. We of course also have Riptide swapped Shaddy and IDS on Fran Slop.
Ooh. So with this lineup, what do we think we're gonna see out of the San Fran Slop comps today? What are we seeing predictions wise?
I think we're going to see a bit of dive, a bit of brawl. I think what's more likely than anything is it's going to be that Domina with something like a Genji or a Vendetta to go disrupt that enemy backline. Um, then,
A
yeah.
Domina with dive characters would be an interesting pick. Though I could also see, because we do see Sherman, a big fan of playing the soldier, and a lot of those hit scan characters, a lot of those long range poke characters. I do agree that I think we could see the Domina, just because a lot of people, one thing that a lot of people are praising Domina for is that she is the second poke kind of hit scan,
Yeah,
or not hit scan,
like
but poke
sustain.
medium long range tank. Before that, we've only had Sigma, and now that everyone
And
has this new option of she's got a
yeah,
shield, she can poke long range, she can do this, she can do that, she can force enemies back. So
she's
I do
she's
think
got
that if we
more kill potential than Sigma as well. Because Sigma's
oh, that's
entirely
right.
focused around his rock, and Domina's just got that little bit more damage, although not quite as far range.
That damage that you can get out of especially with the first perk increasing its range just to make the poke potential even crazier, but definitely do not. If there's one mistake these teams don't want to make, if anyone runs dominant, they do not want to sleep on the damage of that gun, because the beam might not do a lot, but you get hit by that final burst in the end, and if you're a squishy, that's almost like a third, if not half, of your HP just already gone. And it's something that can really take people by surprise. I know in my playtime, I've taken out Mercies, I've taken out Jetpack Cats, I've even taken out Tracers. So it's something that they definitely are going to want to heed if we see the Domina come out today.
Now, just to pivot onto APL Terra, their opponents, potentially their heel, who in their favorite comp have Hog. I don't know how well that's going to work, but sure.
I could see it. If they're running the hog, they might want to do something like brawl, especially if SF Slop does opt to kind of play around Sherman's soldier and hit scan and run a poke. I feel like a good brawl comp featuring hog wouldn't be a bad choice, because you get one good stray hook off that hog, take a target out. You can go in and you can just kind of dominate each team fight, but that's gonna heavily depend on how well APL Terra executes that.
Mhm. Absolutely. Now, we should be going in a minute, but I'm excited to see what map these teams have chosen. Because if you're playing Hog and just looking at the control maps again,
Ilios,
Ilios and Nepal,
E-
there's boop potential
Ilios,
there.
yup, Ilios Nepal, Ilios being the well
Oh,
classic. There it is,
is
the
that?
Ilios
Hell yeah!
pick. Yep, I had I had a scant feeling. I was like, it's got to be an OG map, especially with
Yeah.
APL Terra wanting to run that hog. Like, they're hoping, all right, first map, let's get well, let's see how it goes, let's run
Yeah.
the hog.
Yeah.
They're putting all
And,
their eggs in the well basket, and
and it's
hopefully all their
absolutely
enemies
not
into the
because we
well.
get to see the maps before the audience does.
Yeah, it's gonna be. I think it's gonna
Sorry.
be. We're gonna be going for a lot of good environmental. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah. No. I'm excited. I'm excited. I think it's gonna be good.
But overall, getting into it,
Ooh,
here's gonna be our
bands.
bans.
Farah?
Very
Okay.
interesting. Farah and
Farah
Hazard.
feels like a comfort pick, if anything, here. Like, that's a target ban, right?
That is indeed.
There's no way Farah earnestly is picked here outside of they know for a fact someone on San Fran Slop mains Farah. But
Yeah, I think
Hazard's a solid pick.
Hazard is a solid pick because it's yeah, going against Hazard, he can put on a surprising amount of pressure on your enemy on the enemy team. So it's not surprising that we just like they just go with a safe Hazard pick because he's not only pretty hard to kill, but he can put on some deceptive pressure for what he is, and with that ult, like if he's utilized properly, like that's a team fight out of the way right there. So I think these are pretty good expectable bans. The Farah, same deal where like she can put down a lot of pressure. So I feel like that's probably something APL Terra doesn't want to deal with. So they're gonna get the Farah out of the way. And with that far out of the way, they're not gonna have to deal with it.
Um, so one of the players is still waiting on updating their game, so we might have to wait just a couple minutes for some technical issues.
That
But
is a-okay.
but yeah, I'm excited. These bands are interesting.
They are interesting.
Hazard
I think
Hazard is not necessarily the best tank right now, but he is the most comfortable for brawl/dive hybrid comps, and with that kind of being batted out the way, I think Domina is probably going to be played more than anyone because Ram is there. Ram is good, but he's just not that good. He's not at the same caliber or level as the best tanks in the game right now.
Yeah, and it's sad. Ram, awesome character. I mean, we had Doomfist as the first original punch character, and Blizzard thought making Ramatra. They're like, you know what? What if instead of punching him with one fist, you punch him with two? They made Ramatra. So, as much as I'd love to see some Ramatra gameplay today, I do agree. I think we're gonna see more Domina. Probably gonna see a lot of Mauga. Mauga, if any of the teams wants to run a brawl, I feel like we're gonna see a Mauga just because Mauga thrives in that mid to close range environment where he can just absolutely shred you with the chain guns.
Mm-hmm. I've just been told by our producer to call out Sherman, the player who's taking ages, who is on our production staff. Sherman, come on, come on. But no, no. I mean, what are the odds we see a Malga just run into Ilios well and all?
I could see it.
Like,
It's Overwatch is one of those games where I've learned to never to expect the unexpected, to never count out the craziest possibilities. Because just the other day, I saw someone run a jetpack cat with a roadhog, and they're literally hoisting the hog above the well, and bro's just acting like a human chandelier, pulling people into the well. And I'm like, that peak Overwatch.
oh my gosh, no, they might do this. They might do that comp. Imagine
That if they
that.
do that,
That is incredible.
they do have to be careful because if that
I
cat gets stunned, grounded, aka by that Mizuki ability, or even just killed, that's not only the cat gone, but that's a hog gone too. So that's going to be a support and a tank out of the way. So would it be cool if I see it? Yes, but there's a lot of ways to shut it down. So any team that runs it is going to have to be real careful.
mm-hmm. uh, Speaking on the technical issues we were having before, Overwatch just dropped a patch, so we're gonna have to wait a bit longer.
Oh my Lanta. They well, immaculate timing. Those folks at Blizzard, they're like, "Oh, the Crown Cup is
Yeah,
streaming.
yeah.
Peep this
You
one."
better go to their house. Go to their HQ. You
Yeah,
mentioned
let me
earlier
just
you
take a
only live like 30
drive.
minutes away.
Yeah,
Just drive.
I'll
Hold a
just take a
sign up
little.
saying "sort it out."
I'll take a little like hike down to Irvine. I'll be like, Blizzard, what's going on, man? We're having issues over here.
I'm just gonna check those patch notes don't ruin the balance of the game. Oh, it's bug fixes in Stadium. Great. Yeah, we're fine then.
Bug fixes in Stadium. I think I've played a grand total of 3 stadium matches. Now, they've each been complete different experiences. They've each been washouts. Either I win very definitively or I lose very definitively, but I like the idea and concept.
They still haven't fixed the bug where kills in the kill feed don't show up correctly.
Oh, I haven't even seen that.
It's so annoying. If you swap spectating teams, it'll just change the color of the kill feed for no reason.
Oh, I feel I think I was witnessing that on one of the previous streams where like we was we were I think I know what you're talking about where it's like
Yeah.
it throws people off a couple of
Yes.
times where I'm like, "Oh, we're winning a team fight." Wait.
But I will say with Overwatch requiring everyone to do an emergency update, we are going to just go on a short break, but we will be back with an actual match soon, hopefully.
Alrighty, we are back. Now, hopefully, a lot of updates out of the way.
Hopefully.
Again, I just took a little bit of a trip to Irvine, just a little 5-minute trip. Asked Blizzard what was up. They said they don't know either. So we're back. We're going to see what's going on.
I don't think they got back to you, I'll be honest. We got a queue
Yeah.
to get back into Overwatch right now. I don't know
Yeah,
what's. I don't think there's much going on.
It's going to be, we thought we were playing Overwatch. Now we're playing Overq.
Damn it.
You know what this takes me back to? Takes me back to when Overwatch 2 or when Overwatch became Overwatch 2 before it was Overwatch 2, back when it was Overwatch. And there was like a long queue. I remember being in college, sitting at my desk, being like, "Oh man, I can't wait to play Overwatch." Queue. I was like, "This isn't normal for Overwatch. How'd they do this?"
I mean, at least Blizzard settled on it being a bad idea. That's when you know it's come full circle. But I can't say I'm excited about these teams again. We've already done that like 8 times.
Yeah,
I'm really interested to see what these teams do. I'm really excited about it.
What heroes aside from Domina and Roadhog do we think we're gonna see? I hope that we see like a Reaper or a Genji.
Yeah.
Because what was it? Last week when we had another match, it was one of the coolest dive comps I'd ever seen. It was Mauga, Kiri, Genji. It was like dive, but featuring Mauga.
Dive feet Malga.
Yeah, feet Mauga.
No, yeah, I think a Genji or a Reaper we're quite likely to see with a Zarya to bubble them. Zarya is still a very solid pick and not necessarily being as chunky as some other tanks. Having that Reaper or even Bastion. Bastion's got a bit worse, but still pretty solid. Just to tank that little bit more damage and allow someone to put bubbles on can be really useful.
Yeah, and the Bastion would be a cool mix. I remember you run a Bastion and a Mauga and a Brawl comp. If you're close range, as long as you got the right target calling and everyone can agree on who to shoot first, a Bastion and a Mauga can they can send someone to the afterlife with same day shipping.
Yeah,
It
I
is
know how
insane.
I know how you make Malga work in dive.
You just run real. You just
Jetpack cat.
So it's a little bit of ambition, a little bit of charisma, a little bit of luck, and a lot of pressing shift.
No, it's Jetpack Cat. You run Malga
Also
with Jetpack Cat. Fly into the enemy team.
It's the new strat with Jetpack Cat. Anyone can be dive. Do you want your Reinhardt to be on the high ground as a dive hero? We got you. Did you think JQ needed a little bit more vertical? We've got you. Did you want Roadhog to be good at basketball? We've got you. Jetpack Cat is the answer. For an additional $3.99 plus shipping and handling, you too can send anything you want to the high ground. You can send it across the map, or you can send it God knows anywhere you like. For an additional $3.99 plus shipping and handling, you too can have Jetpack Cat and have your tanks anywhere you want. Your tanks where you want. Jetpack Cat. And then like have like a long list of like that guy that talks really fast at the end of advertisements.
But that's not all, because we're gonna add Laser Shack if you order within the next 5 minutes.
Within the next 5 minutes, it's like become one of those like 3 a.m. sham WoW commercials. Like, is that just an America thing where you wake up at 3 a.m. and there's like it's like one of
The
3
shopping
things.
channel.
It's either an infomercial channel. It's like one of those like really loud fire and brimstone preachers, or it's George Lopez.
Yeah.
That's like I don't know if that's like a worldwide thing, but that was like peak like early 2000s American childhood. You wake up at 3 a.m. You're in a cold sweat, and it's like you just hear Lowrider playing because it's the freaking George Lopez theme, and you're just sitting there. you're like, is this the afterlife? Am I like, is this it? And nope, nope, it's just an
I,
episode of George
I do
Lopez.
feel like it is pertinent to say that in the UK right now, there is currently a resurgence of Y2K fashion, which feels very on brand with that. And when I say
It's
that, I mean, I earlier today saw one of my flatmates wearing short jeans, Vans, and then just a striped jumper. It was incredible.
Oh, I think American Y2K fashion was like you had like those really baggy, loose jeans. You had like a really loose shirt. It was really
Yeah,
baggy clothing. Or like peak 2010s.
yeah.
The
Everyone's
giant the
dressed like a
DC
prepubescent
shoes.
boy who dressed themselves.
Exactly. I was like I when I was in middle school, it was peak Y2K fashion. I wore a baggy hoodie, baggy jeans. I even wore like those giant skate shoes, like the DCs.
I'm trying to figure out how to pet the cat. One sec. Sorry.
The which hand am I? A little bit of
I would go
imagine.
off screen, but that would be just like yeeting myself out
Yeah,
my
just
window to do that.
yeah,
So
yeah. Well, my window is also that way.
yeah,
But yeah, no. I mean, my roommate's got two cats, and I imagine
yeah,
jetpacks are probably. I could probably
yeah.
jetpacks can't be
You can
that
do
hard
that.
to
Yeah,
manufacture.
go over to the Blizzard
Yeah,
HQ.
go
Drive
go over to
over
the.
with
There
the
was
cats and
I
demand a
I
jetpack.
I'll like take them in like the carry case. I'll be like, I got two cats. Let's make this a reality. Or like, there was a video someone sent me recently. It was like, it was it was literally like there was like the highlight intro for Jetpack Cat, and then it cuts to like a video of a guy like apparently his cat was like climbing on like this like high powered expensive like drone. He was just flying it upwards, and I was like, bro, Jetpack Cat, he's been real the whole time. We just need
Uh,
an expensive enough
um,
drone and an everyday house cat.
Anything's
We'll make it
possible
work.
with just a little
Any
bit of whimsy and a
eh,
lot of production effects.
exactly, a little bit of whimsy, a couple of probably a lot of property damage,
Mm,
um,
yeah.
little bit of ingenuity. It's like they say, Midwest ingenuity. We make everything work. You ever
Has
see a
anyone ever
shower?
said that?
No, but it's definitely a thing. You ever see someone turn a water bottle into a shower head?
No.
Midwest ingenuity. You're just like or I guess the better way to put it is they call it Midwest cheap, where you're just like, oh, I don't want to buy a new shower head. It's expensive. So you
This,
take your good old water bottle, poke a couple of holes in the bottle, tape it to the top, bam,
I mean,
shower
we were
head.
speaking about early 2000s humor. This feels like TLC. This feels like a My Strange Addiction episode, right? Of like
Real.
extreme cheapskates. We don't have a shower head. We just
We
use a bottle.
we just got a bottle of water with some holes in it. Or
Yeah.
the oh, you used up all the peanut butter? Well, now we got a new drinking glass.
I can't do a good Winston. Otherwise, I definitely would right now.
It takes me back to the old childhood days where someone at like the family gathering they hand you a ready whip container, and you're like, oh sweet whipped cream. You open it, it's like a casserole. You're just like,
All I'm saying
bruh.
is I'm disappointed Jetpack Cat wasn't released when Bastion was before his rework. Because like imagine just a stationary Bastion that dealt that much damage flying around the map.
Oh my gosh. That sounds monstrous. How do you think Bastion's like stationary thing worked? Do you think it actually rooted, like planted him in place? Or do you feel like he could have been moved by an external force?
I'm not sure. I'm interested
Because
to
like,
see. But
yeah, because if they Lucio booped it,
regardless, we are going to be going into our first game. Hopefully, finally, which is going to be Ilios. Lots of boot
that
potential, a really close encounters map. I love it.
that is what I like to hear. So, like you said, we are going into the Ilios, and I I'm excited for it. I not only is it just like a classic OG map, but it's one of those maps that just has insane environmental potential. So you know if you are APL Terra and you're running the hog, you're looking for it. You're like you are praying for the well. You're like, I need it. And again,
Mhm.
just a quick refresher on our hero bands. We're gonna see Farah and Hazard, but instead we're actually not gonna see them at all, at least for this map.
I like that. You didn't let me know your next move there. That caught me off guard.
Never let them know your next move. It's
Never.
the it's why I play Overwatch.
Bastion
My
comes over the
opponent.
hill with Jetpack Cat carrying him.
I've seen it. It was
Meanwhile,
me and my
Malga's
friends.
diving from the right.
Yeah, we actually. It's crazy that you say that because there was a comp I ran with friends not too long ago. We called it AC 130 because it was we had the jetpack cat with the bastion hanging underneath, flying around after paratroopering our Mauga in. It was like absolute chaos. It was wonderful.
Oh, this is what Overwatch should be. And then you just get like a mercy pocket, right? Just an entirely
Add
flying
to it.
team, except Malga, who's diving.
Exactly. It all starts when you paratrooper Mauga and he gets all the attention. Mauga's low. They're like, oh, we fought off one threat, but over the horizon, over the castle wall, comes Bastion, the hero of the hour, raining absolute terror, bullets, and probably also grenades and
Yeah, I mean,
gears and bolts down on the enemy.
you take the perk that allows you to be a literal cannon, right? And then it truly is just aerial bombardment.
What's that one meme? I think it was like a War Thunder meme where it was like someone like spun the thing of their tank so fast it started just helicoptering. I'm like, Bastion.
Bastion.
That's you get the
Bastion.
jetpack cat, the Bastion.
That's all I gotta say. Bastion.
I need to see both teams run that so we can see a Bastion dogfight.
Oh, I would love that. I truly think they should just add a limited time mode, which is 6v6, where half the team are jetpack cats, and they have automatically permanently tethered to the other half of the team.
The Bastions.
Yeah, someone needs to make that in the workshop mode. Jetpack Cat and Bastions, where Jetpack Cat is automatically carrying the Bastions.
We did have Bastion dogfight. Someone made it work. But we are going to see, just like we thought, APL Terra is going to have Mully on the hog. And very similar to the Mauga comp I was talking about earlier, we're going to see the Kiri Genji. Yeah. So it's looking like a dive with hog, which will be really interesting.
I mean, it's definitely going to be playing for kills more than anything. So I'm interested to see what it does. But I'm not sure how much potential Roadhog is going to have here. I mean, Mully clearly has it as a comfort pick, and I mean, if they're getting kills,
but
like
he is going to pick up. He is going to pick up the
well.
Lucio, while Mao also picks up Sherman. So that is already a really good early start for APL Terra. They're probably just playing cleanup game right now. Zap's going to help him find the Venture. We are going to see Swap pick up Zaps, but it's looking like it's already a little too late. 3 members of San Fran Slop already out of the way, and that's going to be a first point take for APL Terra.
Mully, knowing how to play for those kills, already got 3.
Already gets another one. Kills the Kiri. Wow. That's a huge kill.
This is a good Roadhog.
Very good at finding these supports. First fight, he takes out the Lucio. Now he takes out the Kiri. And so, your San Fran Slop, you can't move forward. Swap is going to get a trade, though, so they could potentially move forward as they are on even ground now. But they're going to have to play it carefully. Spider looking for anything, going to dig into the ground, trying to get this Lucio. Potentially, maybe even also this Genji. Ooh. Almost going to get demeched by Mully there. He is just an absolute menace on the field. Looking for the hook, is going to find the Kiri. Is going to get out, though.
Does not
but it
quite
doesn't
have
matter.
That one shot. Doesn't. Yeah, he's drawn so many resources and distracted their opponent so much it doesn't matter. I'm genuinely surprised that Roadhog has worked this well. They're already at 50%. They've not lost a fight.
They've and it's because they've shut down every single one of San Fran Slop's attempts to even push before the fight even starts. And now we
And
just see
they've lowered
Freya
the
by scouting.
opponent's ult meter significantly, especially for their support, because they've just been dead the entire time.
Ooh. He's looking for another hook. He's
trying
gonna
to
miss it, but it's not gonna
hit
matter.
that.
Mao gonna pick him up anyways. Mao gonna take a second one as well. That is both supports and a DPS on the side of San Fran Slop
Jumping
out
off
of the way.
map.
Mao sending Riptide off the map, and again, that's just gonna be another quick take for this. That's just gonna be another quick team fight one for the side of APL Terra. Again, shutting down these supports and just taking them off before the fight even starts.
Lucio potentially looking to roll out onto point with 5% left. They really have to touch soon. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to do this. Lucio does manage to touch, instantly dies though, with Roadhog on the objective, keeping everyone off
and
of
there
it.
goes the Reaper. Oh, he does save himself though. Ooh, the buff.
Oh my
He goes for
gosh!
the hero play. The hero sacrifice at the
And
end.
fade to black
just
before it
to mark
explodes. I'm genuinely surprised how well Roadhog has worked here. I kind of feel like you want to go a shield type more than anything to counter it.
They have no choice to now. Now they're on well. This is like, if you're APL Terra, you're one map up, or not one map, but one round up. Now it's well. You got the hog. You're in your element right now if you're APL Terra. But if you're San Fran Slop, you're scratching your heads wondering, what do we do to counter this hog? He's just running circles around us.
Now, I'm interested to see, this Lucio skin, for ID, it's pay to lose, because he's wearing the Jazzy skin, which the wall riding effect for is infinitely louder than any other Lucio skin. But it's not going to matter when Meow and Swap both go down.
Ooh, and that's make it a third. Mully is going to take out the Curie with Ellen Joe taking out Sherman. Another Ellen Joe kill. The other DPS, wow, 1 DPS for the price of 2. That is looking good for APL Terra. Again, just a first point take. Now, if I had to guess, Mully probably looking to get set up on this well, just putting on some pressure before he backs up. But we are going to see a quick, or in classic Mully fashion, might even just be looking for a quick pick without even needing the well. But Swap is going to take out a Curie. Huge pick. And that is going to be
looking a bit lost here, but finds their footing, almost gets the kill onto the Genji. Genji just getting away. Ooh, it's a real dogfight here, real scrappy. I mean,
Mully does take out Riptide though, and
yeah.
So it's looking in the favor of APL Terra as Mao is trying to take out someone here, but Swap gonna get demeched by Ellen Joe. That's gonna be a dangerous game to play now. So if you're San Fran Slop, it's looking real dicey,
that was
real
a nice
dire.
bowler shot. Gosh, this is, I mean, so often we see teams will have a very convincing map one, and then suddenly the other team, something clicks, or they just lock in, they figure out how to play against their opponents, and it flips very quickly. But I would not be shocked if we see the Roadhog ban here next game.
Yeah, and it's Mully, again, just looking for this early pick each and every fight, and it works every single time. Nothing crazy coming out right now. We do see the Dragon Blade. Not going to find a target, though, but at the same time, look at that. Mully, he finds another support. He's been doing this every single fight. Ellen Joe going to pick out Swap. Mao taking out one of the DPS on the side of San Fran Slop, and that's pretty much all she wrote for that.
The
just
ult
a
comes out
celebratory
again,
hog.
gonna keep their opponents off the
Sherman
objective.
off the map.
Spawn
before
hell,
he can
literally.
respawn. And now, if you're San Fran Slop, you're just fighting to get to the point. You're not even fighting to win or go into OT. You're just fighting to get on the point, and they can't do that, as that is going to be a very definitive map take for APL Terra.
I mean, interesting highlight cam here. Oh, I thought that was a play of the game cam. Never mind. Now,
I think it's
with
the Bola
play
shot.
This is,
Oh, well, there's one of them.
that's
Gonna pick up the
Lucio.
Lucio.
On the Lucio. Getting two
that
supports
was
in a fight instantly.
That was crazy. In quick
And
succession.
to the point where Reaper was just like, "Yeah, I'm out of here."
He was just like,
gas
like,
off.
bro's like, what's even the point?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
think. Oh, sorry. What were you gonna say?
is Roadhog secretly meta? Or are they just really good at Roadhog?
The key
Like,
word is secretly. It's not
is
a
it not a
secret.
secret?
Roadhog is a crazy
Oh,
character.
oh
You
no.
get that hook off, and you can just because Roadhog's a character. I feel like he's got a one true shot combo,
Yeah.
and Molly did such a good job of utilizing that. I think every single team fight we saw, Molly was taking out a support early, and if not Molly, then Mao. And the support and target prioritization on the side of APL Terra was just
Mhm.
insane. They basically
Yeah.
just kicked out the knees of the enemy team before they even started walking.
Now, Fran Slop, I think their options here are ban Roadhog, which they can only do once. And if APL Terra, uh, no, Fran Slop will have first ban. So APL Terra can't choose to ban a tank to block out the tank slot being banned that game. Fran Slop's other option is to play people with shields, play a slightly slower game, or play Anna just to anti him, try to deal as much damage and stack as much damage onto that Roadhog as possible. But even then, you're investing a lot to counter one character.
Yeah, I think yeah, the best investment to make, like yeah, they can ban the Roadhog just for one map to make it less of a struggle, so then they could hopefully kind of even it out. But then yeah, the Roadhog comes back, and like you said, they're gonna need to figure out some way to not get hooked, not get early picked. And I think, like you said, the shield character is probably just the way to go. We are gonna see an
Mm-hmm.
Eichenwald pick though. So again, another pseudo classic.
Yeah,
One of the maps added in the middle of Overwatch's lifespan. But again, it's got certified hood classic energy.
I I'm really sorry. I don't think it was the middle. I think it was far earlier.
Oh,
It was like 2018. Uh,
oh, that makes sense. Yeah,
anyway,
man, have I been playing Overwatch for that long?
the bans here, D.Va and Genji. Terra banning D.Va. That is. I mean, I'm not
Interesting.
sure what Fran Slop's opportunities are here. If that Roadhog's still in play, he's slightly worse on this map, I guess. There's a couple longer sightlines, so they might be choosing to play that poke, that sustain based comp, especially with a Domina. But even so, against a
I
team
am
who has centered what they're doing around an off meta comp, I'm not
I
sure it'll
am
work.
I am intrigued by these ban picks because APL Terra chooses to ban the Diva, which is a character that they predominantly ran in their comp. But then San Francisco Slop is banning the Genji, which is also a strange pick because they had Ellen Joe doing really good on that Genji. Unless I've got it mixed up and Diva is a character banned for APL Terra.
Uh, no, that is APL Terra's ban,
Oh, yeah, then it's
which is
very
interesting.
interesting.
Also, the choice not to stick on the Roadhog, not being a one-trick pony, showing that they have that versatility to play a wider range of heroes and suit it towards the map. Because Sigma's definitely a better character on Iconwall than Arista.
Oh, yeah, this first point for Eichenwald, like, you hold this with a shield character. That's why we see a lot of Sigma, a lot of Reinhardt just popularizing the first point of Eichenwald. Nothing coming out yet, though. We are just going to see a little bit of a poke fight here. Orisa trying to take some space here. Might get punished for it. Is going to get saved by the Curie, but instantly taken out, as well as Sherman. Make it 3. Molly going to take out another, and that is going to be an early first fight win for APL Terra.
Absolutely is. It is really, really convincing. And, I mean, second fight's already in motion, but they're just holding. That's all they got to do. They don't even have to win these fights. So long as they can make them last a minute each, they're winding down that timer. They're winding down that clock.
Yep, and I think San Fran Slop sees that. That's why they're trying to get aggressive with this Orisa. That's why Swap is trying to go in as fast as they can. but they have to respect this Mully hold because he's just good with it. He knows exactly what to do. Mao gonna capitalize on his ultimate.
Nice.
Gonna find 2. We are gonna see a couple of kills come out from San Fran Slop, but it's not gonna really matter as they're just gonna get cleaned up after
And the
already
Lucio
losing
to
3.
ferry them back to point. That's really clever. They know their opponents are going to get there before they do, so they're just going to get the rest of their team back to point as soon as possible so they don't lose a fight and stagger.
You know, it looked like a bad fight for San Fran Slop at first, but they were able to get just enough kills to at least make their way to point. Maybe not take the point fully, but they can at least make it to point. But as I say that, the Kiri is going to pick up 1. Ellen Joe going to pick up another. Now it's just an absolute trade fest coming out from both sides. Just a back and forth. One team loses one player, another team loses the other. But it's entering the cleanup phase now as APL Terra is going to stabilize.
I mean, this APL Terra's got such good discipline as a team to know, hey, we're not going to fight it out. We're not going to wait for their opponents to just come roll us. We are going to think about this tactically. We are going to reset as a team, and we are going to fight as a team. It's why Roadhog worked so well. Because if you don't have that communication, if you don't have that trust, you're not going to be able to get anywhere doing it. Terra Surge comes out, doesn't do much. Sherman able to get a kill onto Ellen Joe though.
Mully does get saved, but Sherman
looking to
does
get
pick up
pestered out by
Ellen
Mao.
Joe.
Dies in the process. Now
we are going
Mao,
to see...
really aggressive.
There it
here.
is.
Has the skills to pay it off.
It started out very good for San Fran Slop. You know, they had Mully in danger, forced out the Kiri ult to save him, and even had Sherman pick up Ellen Joe, but it was just a very quick turnaround from APL Terra. Absolutely insane work from them to know when to stabilize, what they got to do to take this fight back in their favor, and it works out for them. It's crazy.
And that was a heavy investment from San Fran Slop. 3 ultimates to not even win the fight. I know APL Terra used to, but they're already
Ellen Joe gonna pick up
the lead,
Riptide. Mao picks up Sherman.
But the stun onto
Already
Sigma.
looking good for APL Terra. Ellen Joe gonna get a couple of kills. Gonna take out both supports. Swap is gonna get Ellen Joe though. It's already too late. Because now Swap is on the run from this scary looking Mully guy.
Yeah, he's scary. What can I say? Sorry.
Ooh, it's looking like final fight territory
they
here.
didn't touch.
Not gonna make it though.
Gosh.
That is unfortunate. That is gonna be a very definitive. If you're San Fran Slop, if you wanna see this map as a win, you are going to ironclad hold right here. Don't even let them take a tick. If you're San Francisco Slop, we're gonna need to see everyone at 110% if you want to take this map.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it was that Roadhog was really good last game, or maybe APL Terra are just that good a team that they understand how to communicate, how to play together to a T.
Yeah, and their ability to plan ahead and stabilize after taking a hit, we saw it multiple times in that one scrappy team fight where they just kept trading. Like you said, they just already had the Lucio ferrying them back because they knew the fight was going to occur on point. And because of that, they were able to stabilize, retake it from San Fran Slop. And it happens again when there was a really aggressive push from San Fran Slop. They almost take out Mully. Mully gets healed by the Kiri, gets Suzu'd, all that. They do lose Ellen Joe, but then they just stabilize. They know exactly what to do. And so if you're San Fran Slop, you're gonna have to play that same exact way if you want to take this map.
Now, the hazard is interesting here. Banned last game. Already looking to try to get that off angle in that side room. But APL Terra San Fran Slop knowing to hang back just that little bit further. And
we are going to see the Bastion kill Ellen Joe. Kiri takes out Zaps. And so this is already a really good start for San Fran Slop, but we do have to watch out because APL Terra does know how to stabilize. This hazard just kind of causing problems in the back, trying to pull any attention away that he can, but It looks
I
like
mean,
APL
he's
Terra's
probably
a
going to
little
dive with
split
his
here.
team now, right?
Yeah, I think he's waiting for the rest of his team to get back. And look at that. Shoddy gonna get low, is gonna get healed back up. Mao, though, gonna take out Riptide. Swapped takes out Zaps. And so it's still looking pretty
Mully
even.
looking
Mao
low.
gonna take out Sherman,
Mully
though,
is
too.
out of the game now. I mean, they're on point. They have the control they need. And that bonus shot has come out. Got Shady. Mao falling as well. The retake from San Fran Slop is clean here and clutch. There was not a lot of time there.
Yeah, if you're San Fran Slop, you are breathing a sigh of relief because that was a scrappy fight. Looked a little dicey for a minute there. Mao was picking up kills, but now we're gonna see Sherman kind of on this Sombra, hoping to probably get a hack in on the hazard when he comes in. So it's looking like yep, Mully trying to get aggressive.
Nice.
Riptide is gonna pick up
damage.
the Kiri. This could be good for San Fran Slop, but Mully is going to take out IDS. Riptide in return going to take out Ellen Joe, though. A little bit of a trade, but Mully going to get another one. Mao going to follow up. Ooh, Shoddy takes out Mao with a sliver of health left. Dive coming
able
in
to
from
secure that
Mully,
kill.
and
So close on the objective here. Tracer trying to touch.
is going to take out Zaps, but yep, there it is.
It's
APL Terra.
It's 2-0 to APL Terra.
Our second map.
A very strong team here. I could be wrong, but I'm not sure about San Fran Slop's odds here. APL Terra look like a high seeds team. I think they're going to go far in this tournament, and that's not necessarily a reflection on the skill of San Fran Slop.
Yeah, I think the two players to really look at on APL Terra here is going to be Mao and it's going to be Mully. Mully gets a lot of early picks, gets a lot of we see him. He's always just looking for a pick. If he's on the hog, he's looking for those early hooks. If he's on the Sigma, he's looking to punish anyone that overextends. If he's on that hazard, he's already in the enemy team's backline looking for those supports. And it's just his target prioritization and his ability to really tip the fight in his team's favor very early on. That's really helping. But we also have a lot of these really crazy clutch plays coming out of Mao, picking up like 2 DPSs during a fight, or even just like we saw in that play of the game, the utilization of the ult didn't need to be big. They just needed to take someone out with it, and they did.
Yeah, absolutely. Understanding how to balance that ult economy whilst consistently winning fights and stalling them is truly impressive. That is mastery of a playbook and perfect, consistent communication there. Even when they lost, they cut them. They cut their losses as soon as they saw them and went to retreat, went to regroup and find the next fight as strong as they could. Now, looking at this next map, it's Escort. I'm thinking that the players are going to choose Circuit Real, not because APL Terra necessarily want to, but because San Fran Slop generally lean towards more poke-based comps, to my knowledge, and I think that trying to play the long game on something like Circuit Real is an extremely viable way to play.
Yeah, I agree. It does look like San Fran Slop likes to play the poke comps. Like they like the Freya, and I could see a Freya ban coming out in this next match because I think Mao really has been shining on this Freya, and I'm surprised it wasn't banned for Ilios. Watch Point Gibraltar.
I appreciate it. I like Watch Point a lot.
This is
the dive map.
Today has been the match of certified hood classic maps. First we get the Eichenwald, we get the Ilios. Now we're getting good old Watch Point Gibraltar, and like you said, we're going to see some dive come out here, which is going to make it really interesting. I think we're going to see APL Terra probably try and hold that high ground. Pretty usual stuff. Probably use that poke comp with...
is now where we see Jetpack Cat.
It could be. I mean...
You were talking earlier. Junker Queen needs more verticality.
Junker Queen needs more
Let's give it to him.
verticality. Orisa, give Orisa wings,
Orisa.
man. Like, give Orisa
Terra Surge flying across like a helicopter.
new patch notes. Make Orisa fly. I mean, you could effectively be a helicopter, right? Like, you get the jetpack cat. You carrying the Orisa.
It's like Torbjorn wall climbing.
Yeah, you
in 2017.
You look up and then you use like your javelin spin. You're basically a helicopter.
Okay.
Now these are some interesting hero bands.
Widowmaker's interesting. That's potentially a target ban. Potentially they're overconfident.
The San Francisco Slop Kiri ban, I get it. I get it completely. I feel like a lot of team fights where they almost get Mully down, he's just instantly saved by that Kiri Suzu and instantly healed up. Exactly. You get it. It's like an episode of Oprah. You get a Suzu. You get a Suzu.
You get a Suzu.
Everyone gets a Suzu.
And then you all get massively taxed on said Suzu.
Exactly. And I feel like that is kind of where I think that's the mentality behind the Kiri ban. So that one I understand. The Widowmaker one, I don't so much understand. I haven't really seen anyone getting fully terrorized on Widow, but it could be preemptive planning. It could be San Francisco Slot being like, or no, it could be APL Terra being like, Gibraltar has a lot of long ranges, a lot of high ground. So maybe they don't want Sherman on that Widow. Maybe Sherman is crazy on it. We do know them as a good hit scan.
You know what hit scans are good against? Especially Widow. Flying characters.
Yep.
You know who flies and was just added?
Ooh.
Jetpack cat. Nah. Shame.
Never say never yet. We could see it later, but like expected, we are going to see Mao on that Freya. That pretty much expected. We do see Swap going back to the Diva now that Diva's not banned. But right as I say that, goes back to the Hazard. So it looks like we're going to see a mirror Hazard match. We're going to see some Tracer come out. So it's almost like a pseudo dive, pseudo brawl on both sides, to be honest. Maybe they got the Tracers and the Sombras to get quick picks while the rest of the team just kind of brawls it out. So it'll be really interesting to see.
Yeah, I appreciate that this is almost a mirror here. The only major difference being Sherman Sombra and Mao. Mao we've seen is a very, very good Freya, and Sherman Sombra could work, but it's not worked yet. So
Mully Swap getting real aggressive there, but it's gonna pay off. He is gonna take out Mao, which is a big pick favoring San Fran Slop, especially with how spawns are right now. And so he's using that to just take more space. Mully gonna try and knock someone off the map, not gonna fully work, but he is diving on the rest of San Fran Slop, and it's gonna push him back, but it's not gonna matter. Sherman's gonna take him out anyways. This is already looking actually really good for San Fran Slop, so...
Yeah. APL Terra trying to set up with a core position there and not quite making it work. Not quite getting what they wanted out of it. Unable to replicate the success of the last two games, at least in the first minute of the match, but with so long left and such a good team, I'm interested to see how well they can pivot if they have that adaptability they need.
Yeah, it seems like, wow, someone getting really low on the side of San Fran Slop now. Swapped, gonna go down to Mao. Mao using that as an opportunity to take out the Brig, potentially the Ana as well. Mully gonna help him out with it, and that's already 3 lost on the side of San Fran Slop. Make it 4, and that is gonna be...
one fight to be like, no, here's what we can do. We are bringing it back.
Yeah, that's gonna be a very definitive fight favoring APL Terra. Now we just got him out, just chilling on top of this silo, looking for any quick picks, looking for anything they can, just to secure. Tracer gonna come in with the pulse bomb, not gonna land it. Very good evasion.
Hazard coming out. Brig is looking low.
Mully going for the kill on the Brig, not gonna get it, but I like the ambition. I like the drive. Now just looking for these quick picks again. Nothing coming out though. But look at this. They are at least getting some point progress because we do have the Tracer on the side.
Hazardol comes out here, and with the Ana anti-nade, they are going to be able to get
Wow.
Molly there. Gosh,
Again,
that is a
APL
full
Terra.
clear for San Francisco.
Great hold. Bodies on the floor everywhere.
Oh, Gibraltar's a war zone, canonically.
Yeah, no, everyone was like, that whole stairway, there was like 5 bodies. Like, everyone just died there all at once. We are going to see a hack coming out, though. Mao getting dangerously low, though. Has to get out. Has to go back to their team. Just get healed back up. Ellen Joe going to pick up Swap. Huge pick. This means the rest of APL Terra can just go in and get aggressive like this. That Brig getting dangerously low is going to get hacked again. But now you see it. APL Terra, after San Fran Slop loses that tank, they're going to get aggressive for a little bit while he comes back. Nothing happening right now. Both teams just trying to play it safe, though we do see the hazard.
He's going to have to retreat.
There it is. Ah, you're good. But yeah, so, Swap, though, getting dangerously low is going to get picked.
Dies.
Or no.
APL Terra going to have
Swap
to
takes Mully.
reset or hold very well here. Riptide
Mao
does
take
die,
Riptide, but without
seconds left
Mully,
on the
they
clock.
got to be careful.
San Fran Slop have to push up now. They have 1, maybe 2 fights to clutch this up.
Swap
A very clever
anyone
move
they
there.
can. The EMP coming out on the
EMP
side
is out.
of San Fran Slop. That is going to let Swap take out the Ana. Mully
Brig
is going to take
from
out
both
Sherman in
sides, I
return.
believe.
And now it's just going to be an absolute clown fiesta on point as everyone is dying left and right. Zap's taking out his counterpart. Riptide taking out Mao. This could be favoring San Francisco Slop. Ellen Joe does take out Shoddy, but is it enough? Mully doing everything he can to fight for his life on point. Ellen Joe helping out. The cart could be anywhere. It's looking pretty even, though.
Sherman looking half health does fall.
Zap taking Sherman,
It's a
and now that's
1v4
going
on
to be
point.
That's going to be Swap taken out by Zaps as well. Zaps going absolute crazy right now. Takes out IDS as well. All the members of San Fran Slop trying their absolute darndest to make it, but that is going to be 0 points taken for San Fran Slop.
Now, that is the toughest time they've given APL Terra so far. I think that first point, especially coming out their spawn doors, poke, sustain comps, especially if you've got someone with good aim, like Sherman, you're looking at holding your opponents potentially. It's going to be difficult, but there's a solid chance that San Fran Slop can hold here and stop APL Terra taking the game.
I think if you're San Fran Slop, you do want to play around Sherman a little bit here. I think what you want to see is we're likely going to see Sherman running something. I was going to say the Soldier, but if there it is.
Whoa.
I was going to say they have Sherman on the Soldier. They hold that high ground. Hope APL Terra doesn't break through, and I think they're really going to be playing around Sherman's Soldier for this. Riptide probably going to look for picks in the back. Maybe Sherman gets someone low and he goes for it. But if you're San Fran Slop, your whole series rides on this performance right now. So you gotta hold them. You gotta full hold them. Otherwise, that's the series That's the series in both the playoffs. Take it going to APL Terra.
San Fran Slop choosing to hug this corner here, choosing to all or hold just this one angle, putting their eggs in one basket, probably or potentially will work. It's certainly unorthodox, and that's what can catch people off guard in this game.
San Fran Slop trying to play safe. Sherman goes down to Mao. That's not what you want. And now the Brig could also be going down as well. Ellen Joe takes out IDS, and that is looking pretty dire. We do see Riptide take out Zaps, but is that going to be enough? I mean, we already see him halfway pushed.
Distance on the objective.
Mao just chilling on the point, doesn't have to do anything, getting so much value for the team doing so.
The team's payload princess.
It's getting absolutely
out as
crazy.
dies.
Gonna go down.
So does
Ellen Joe
Genji.
goes down in return though. Super nice. So, already looking like a pretty even fight. San Fran Slop could make this comeback if they really wanted to, but they just have to be careful. They have to play this carefully because any more losses, and that could cost them the series. Sherman though, gonna take out Poritz. while Riptide does take out Mao, that is absolutely what you want if you're San Fran Slop right now. So they're going to get a little bit of a stabilize here.
Swap's coming out here, trying to block off that healing pack. Is able to. Mully's probably going to die here. Yeah, that's
Mully goes down. Super nice. So that's a good stagger for APL Terra, or for San Fran Slop. But if they lose even one fight, if they get even one slip up, one death, it could be tragic. And so they got to play real careful here. Riptide gonna take out Ports. That's perfect. Swap gonna take out. Oh, like I said, APL Terra, now they're just kind of scratching their heads, wondering what to do against this San Fran Slop comp.
150 left on the clock. They've certainly got about 3 fights left, but with both Hazard ults online, it's really a matter of who can use it better, who can trap and enable the most kills for an engage. And we're going to see here getting it on 2 levels.
Comes out as well. Mao going to take
2
out
kills.
IDS. Zap takes out Shoddy. We do see Riptide take out a support, but is it going to be enough? It might just be, as he also picks up Mao as well. Ellen Joe doing everything he can to even the fight. Gonna take out Swap. It could go either way at this point. We are going to see some point progress come out on the side of APL Terra. San Fran Slop probably making swaps just to get there fast. The Tracer coming out is going to have to recall back to the point the Sombra hacked, but Ellen Joe takes out Riptide. That's not what you want. That's a main contestant. Beat comes out of Zap. Comes out.
The beat.
And it is just an absolute slugfest coming out on point right now. Someone on the point getting dangerously low. Sherman looking for any heals he can get. Mully is going to take out Shoddy while IDS takes out Zap. And it could go either way. Riptide ult coming out. Tidal Blast. Not going to take anyone out, but is going to get the brig low. Mao going to finish it off.
Nice.
Trades coming out for both
30
sides.
health does fall.
And wow.
That was so close.
That is a crazy hold from San Fran Slop. That looked scary for a little bit.
30 seconds left. APL Terra, they've pulled so much out here so far this match. It would be a fitting ending if they were able to clutch this up. But 15 seconds left on the clock. No ultimates online for either team just yet. It is truly your wit, your ability usage, and just raw skill and communication. The dive onto the backline here of San Fran Slop is not going to find a kill yet, but it does.
Mully is going to take out Shaddy. That's not what you're looking for. Mully, again, going to take out another support. If you're San Fran Slop, you got to be very careful. Ellen Joe Mao takes out it, and that is going to be our series going to APL Terra.
Gosh.
What a match. Ellen Joe just sitting on the phone scrolling. What do you think Genji's Instagram feed is?
God, I don't want to think about that. That's...
I think it's like
that somehow
it's
feels
just like a bunch of like...
I weirdly feel like Genji, that Instagram would still exist in like 25 years when Overwatch is set, and I don't want to think about that.
Yeah, you think it's like he I wonder if it's like bro just like you think he's just like full on ninja, like all his Instagram feed is just like martial arts and like swords, or do you think I there's gonna be like a little bit of like video games like in there, you know?
Sword, just cool sword graphic effects with like really smooth transitions constantly, to the point where it's like he's just an edgelord, right?
Yeah, I could see it. But what a match we saw today. Very definitive win for the most part for the side of APL Terra. San Fran Slop putting up an amazing, valiant effort at the end there, but they weren't able to hold out, and they are going to have an 0-3 loss to APL Terra, which means they will be sent packing home, while our friends on the side of APL Terra will be going on to the playoffs.
Yes. And I think they stand a shot at winning. They are a good team. That was proven today. Only really struggling on that last map. And even then, they put up a strong performance overall. I think APL Terra stand a good chance of winning this. And I think they're going to go far in the playoffs.
Yeah, I totally agree. If they put out a performance like we saw today, again, the ability to stabilize, the ability to end fights early before they start, and even the ability to clutch up when things look bad. If they are able to keep that performance at that level of play for as long as they were doing it right now, I think they have an insane shot in the playoffs.
Hmm. Now, overall, I've got to say Mully's the MVP for me there. I think
I
they
I
were doing so much.
agree.
The entire team's incredible. Um, but the amount of kills, the amount of dives they were getting, just constantly applying pressure on Freya is so useful.
I totally agree. If it's not Mully, then it's Mao. But yeah,
Yeah.
Mully, I feel like really showed up,
Gosh, I got
especially on
really
that
confused there.
first map. Those early support picks that Mully was getting on the hog,
Mm.
and I'm
Yeah.
surprised he didn't run the hog more. They never banned it, but those early support picks that he was getting on Elios, that was just value, shutting down fights before they even started. So I would not be surprised if our MVP pick for today was Mully.
Mhm. Absolutely. If you want to catch any of this stupidly fun game, you can on our YouTube. It should be uploaded over the next couple of days. Crown Cup, just search it up, you'll find it. But I believe that's going to be all from us. I've been Zeus. This has been Bursk.
Yep, that's me. And with that, we will catch you in the playoffs.